Hello, in today's video I'm going to be reviewing Keshav Gupta's gameplay in the England versus Poland match. Okay, this is Keshav here, and in defense he's actually playing as one of the three in the middle, but he's not actually playing cover position. The two covers will pivot. So Yuvraj is the right cover right now, and then as the raider will move to the left, Felix will become the left cover, and then Keshav will move from this in position to in position on the other side. Also, if one of the raiders gets knocked out, so Phil or Tope, then Keshav will fill in as a number 2, but primarily we'll be focusing on Keshav's raiding and not his defending. Okay, this is England's first raid and Keshav's first raid. Let's see how it goes. And he gets a toe touch in his first raid, which is great. I think the thing I like the most is that he's active, he's always moving around, and so the defense has never settled. Okay, this is Keshav's second raid. So great reading here. He gets a hand touch on the cover. I've paused it where Keshav goes for the first touch, and I think Keshav's like targeting the player's hip or something. Actually the cover's like doing some really poor defending and turning his back, which makes him an easy target, but Keshav doesn't succeed in the first try. And then he goes again, and the cover's coming towards him, and Keshav reads this and then pounces, and let's see where he gets the touch. Yeah, he gets the hand touch on like his hip, which is like sticking out because he's like turning his body, which is poor defending but good raiding. So here we have Michael going in for a raid, and you'll see one of the dangers of Keshav playing in on this side and then going to in on this side. You can see that as Michael's gone to raid across, Keshav's now isolated in the wrong side, and actually what happens here is it creates this gap here where the raider could actually go for the bonus, and neither Tope nor Felix will be able to do much about it. In this raid, I think Keshav does one thing really well, and then one thing that could be worked on. Yeah, right there, when Keshav goes for the hand touch on the corner, he's already looking at the corner on the opposite side, and he's already ready for the tackle if it comes. Just because the way he's gone for the hand touch, he's brought his arm back in front of his body, and that means he's ready to block any tackle that might come. And then Keshav will go across and then go back and touch Michael, and then when he touches Michael, he backpedals towards the midline, which is like not the best way to go about it. Yeah, here, when he touches Michael, he then rotates his body such that his back is facing the midline, and he's actually facing towards the end line, which is not good because if the corner comes around and makes a tackle, it's going to be really hard to escape from. So what I think he should have done is, when he went for the hand touch, is rotate his body the other way, and then he'll be facing towards the midline and then be able to block any tackle that comes. Let's just watch the raid again. Okay, so top 8's just been called out on the raid, which means Keshav's playing in. And you'll remember from my England versus Poland review that I highlighted here that Keshav's a bit distracted talking to the cover, and he's not ready for the raider who's going to make an attack for the bonus. Okay, I've paused it where Pamelak gets the bonus, and Keshav as the in needs to be a bit tighter to Sameshwar. So he should be like standing closer to the corner. And then this will mean that he might have a better chance at going for the ankle. So Keshav goes for a hand touch here, and I think he's targeting the corner's shoulder, which I think is really good, because it's either the shoulder that he targets or it's the knee, because they stick out the most. So that's a good rating there. Also, when Keshav goes for the hand touch, he stays side on, and I think if he just rotates his body 90 degrees towards the midline, he's going to be more ready for the corner tackle if it comes, and then if it does come, he'll be more ready to escape from that tackle. Yeah, you can see that Keshav stays side on here, and he's actually facing like towards the defense, which is fine, but if the corner does come, it's going to be harder to shift his body weight to go and try and reach the midline. So I think once he goes for the hand touch, he should then like rotate out and be ready for any tackle that does come. So here we'll see a situation where Keshav attempts to touch the corner twice. This is quite dangerous because he stays like really deep into the corner for quite a long time. That's once, and twice. You can see that he went for the corner twice, and that meant he was like susceptible to the tackle from the opposite corner. But thankfully that didn't come. And Keshav's wise, because the next time he goes for the corner, he'll only do it once. He'll attempt to get the right corner once, and then he realizes that the opposite corner wants to like try and tackle, and so he'll get the running hand touch on this corner. There's the one attempt, and now he goes for the opposite corner, which is good rating. Also notice how Keshav will feint when he goes for the corner here. I'll just point it out when I'm playing it. You'll see Keshav will go for the hand touch and then feint as if he's going for it again, and then gets the opposite corner, which is good rating because the defense finds it hard to read the dodges and the little feints, so that was good rating. Okay, here Keshav will attempt a touch on the corner, and I've already highlighted that when he goes for the hand touch, he should position himself as if the tackle is going to come. But what Keshav does good here is that he'll push this corner away and then feint to go for Michael again, and then get the running hand touch on number 17. So there he pushes the corner, feints, and then goes for the running hand touch. And then he picks up the in as well, so as a 2-point raid. So that is good raiding. Yeah, so in this raid, I think Keshav's been a bit lazy and he's not defending the bonus line. And Michael is a good raider and he will spot that and he gets the bonus. And here, this is actually Poland's very next raid, where Keshav's now actually defending the bonus line, and he goes for a great ankle hold as well. Yeah, good tackle. There's one thing here which Keshav does well, and he's always active. He's always moving the defense about, which is good. There is one small thing that he could improve upon. So when Keshav gets ankle held here, he needs to like push away the cover, and you'll see it as I play it in slow motion. So there's the ankle hold, and with his arm he needs to push the cover away, but he doesn't do that. He just goes straight for the midline. Okay, here Keshav will do a really good running hand touch to touch number 17. And he actually gets him on the arm or the elbow, which is great. I think when he's raiding, he shouldn't try and aim for this shoulder here. He should actually try and aim for the inner shoulder, because the defender's actually moving back. So if you aim just inside, then you'll probably catch the outer shoulder as the defender moves back. And so that might be easier to grab the hand touch. But nevertheless, he still gets the hand touch. So I think in this raid we'll see a pretty basic error. Keshav will go across to attempt a running hand touch, but he actually moves his left leg forward first, and that's going to put him out of position. So I'll pause it here where Keshav's about to get tackled, and his left leg is forward first, and then his right leg's going to get caught. What Keshav does well here is his arms are up to try and prevent the tackle, which he's done really well, but then he needs to then spin out, rotate around, and then spin out of the tackle, use the lobby and go towards the midline. Yeah, I've just paused it just after, and unfortunately Keshav's hands go over the defender's shoulders, and that meant he wasn't able to block the tackle. And then the tackle was sufficiently good that Keshav couldn't then spin out. But that should have been the goal, to spin out the tackle, use the lobby and go for the midline. But I like the fact that he tried to block the tackle with his hands up, which is great. Yeah, here when Keshav will go for the hand touch on the corner, and then he backpedals towards the midline, which is a bad habit and not very good technique. When he goes for the hand touch, then he should rotate his body such that he's facing the midline. Okay, so I'm going to play the raid in slow motion, and actually what happens is when Keshav goes for the hand touch, his arm goes behind his body, and so his momentum is behind him, and that's why he like backpedals towards the midline. Instead, when Keshav goes for the hand touch, the hand should come in front of his body, and then that would mean he'll be able to rotate and then face the midline. I'll just show you in slow motion. So there's the hand touch, and you can see his hand is actually behind his leg. And so what that means is his arm momentum is behind him, and so that's trying to force his body to rotate the other way. What instead he should do is go for the hand touch, and his arm should finish in front of his body. And what that means is he'll be able to rotate this way and then face the midline, and then be able to escape a tackle if it comes. So we'll actually see Keshav use the pull technique and get a point, but I think he should work on rotating his body towards the midline and being able to block the corner tackle when it comes. Yeah, we see because the tackle wasn't very good, Keshav was able to fall over backwards over the midline, which is fine, he gets the point. But he should work on rotating his body, blocking the tackle, and then going for the midline. And here in this raid, I think the defense are getting used to hand touches, so Keshav switches it up and goes for a toe touch, which is great raiding. Just keeps the defenders on their toes. So that technique I highlighted, you'll see it again where Keshav goes for the hand touch and his hand comes behind his body. And what that means is he's not ready for the cover tackle when it comes in. So here's the hand touch, and Keshav's then backpedaling towards the midline, which means he's not prepared to block the cover tackle, and then just gets dashed out. Okay, I'm just going to play it in slow motion, and you'll see Keshav's hand goes behind his body after the attempted hand touch, and his weight will be on his front foot, so it'll be really hard to pivot out of the tackle. So there he goes for the hand touch. His hand comes behind him, his weight's all on the front foot, and so it's really hard to escape the tackle. And good dash. So in this raid we'll see the cover attempt to double thigh hold, and Keshav is better able to push the defender's shoulders away and just get enough momentum to get to the midline, which is good. The only thing to work on would be, once he's blocked the cover tackle, is to then rotate out of the tackle and then come round this way and attempt the midline. I really like this raid where he goes to touch the corner here, but he'll stop halfway and then he'll go back and try and touch this corner here. I think that's good raiding.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
But he doesn't get the point, but it is good raiding, and again is making the defense think. So in this raid you'll actually see the in here be really active, and he'll be like playing around here, which is like really advanced. He shouldn't really be in front of the corner here, but I don't know if Keshav noticed this. I don't know if he's like looking that way, I'm not sure, but it would have been good for Keshav to like capitalize on that and try and get the hand touch in. However, Keshav seems to be playing it safe because England are like really in the lead, so it just becomes an empty raid. But yeah, you'll see what I mean when I say the in's like becoming really active. Okay, so in this raid Keshav does notice the in's playing like quite advanced, and then attempts like a toe touch, but it was unsuccessful. And then to finish off this raid, Keshav will go to the other side, attempt to hand touch on the corner, and what happens is Michael and the cover here are just like creeping around, and then they create such an angle on Keshav that it's like impossible to get out of. So I'll just play it in slow motion so you can see what I mean. So Keshav's now on the opposite side, and we can see the corner's quite advanced, and so is the cover. But Keshav doesn't feint the running hand touch here to like push the defenders away. And here Keshav goes for the hand touch on the corner, and then he's not rotated his body this way, so he's not ready for the tackle. But in any case, the defenders were playing really offensively, and so going for the hand touch was a bit suicidal. So then Keshav just gets dashed out. And finally, we'll see a bit of flair, and Keshav gets a scorpion kick on Michael in the opposite corner. Okay, that was my review of Keshav Gupta's gameplay in the England versus Poland match. Overall, a fantastic game by Keshav. Just a couple of things to improve upon. But if you want to see more player reviews, then leave a comment down below.